chocolate.
We're in Canada right now. We're on our way to
Fort Langley.
Fort Langley.
This is day one of a Highlander pilgrimage. We are going to be visiting as many shooting locations from the Highlander TV series as we possibly can. We're going to be here for 6 days. And we've got a whole bunch of really cool locations planned. This is just day one. Fort Langley was the only one that required a bit of a road trip. So we're going to do that one first. I've already got everything documented on what we're going to be doing. Before I say anything else, I would like to give a huge shout out to Andy Sloan, because without him, this trip would probably not be possible. Andy Sloan is the Highlander locations master, and he has documented pretty much every single location that was ever used in the entire history of the series. And we used that information to plan this trip. So Andy, if you're watching, we just want to say thank you very much. We look forward to your Seacouver trip that's going to be in 2022. We are absolutely going to be going to that. So yeah, Fort Langley was used in season 3. The name of the episode was called The Cross of St. Antoine. It was used in the flashback. So that's where we're going to be checking out today. If we have time after that, we're going to be going to Steveston. So we'll see how far we get. It's mid-November, it's cold, it's rainy. We don't care. We're going to have fun. But that also means...
Yep, you got the...
Shooting thing.
We're still trying... I'm trying to still maneuver.
Yeah. But that also means that our daylight is somewhat limited. We just had daylight savings time, so I'm expecting it to get dark somewhere between 4:30 and 5. So we're basically going to be getting up with the sun and going to bed with the sun, and in the meantime filming as much as we possibly can. So we look forward to documenting this journey, and thanks for joining us. Okay, so here we are, Fort Langley. If you want to find this fort, you need to look up the Fort Langley National Historic Site. If you just look up Fort Langley, it's probably just going to take you to the town of Fort Langley if you're using Google Maps. So you got to look up the National Historic Site. It is just outside of the town. So here we are. This is really cool. It's like we're walking on to the set.
Oh, we kind of are.
Yeah, we kind of are. Yeah, this is the flashback from the Cross of St. Antoine, where Duncan meets John Durgan. And this looks like the little, I think this might be the school over here. So yeah, we're gonna check out the whole place and see what we can see. Stay tuned. So the little building over there is a build your own fort for kids, which is pretty awesome. Chan and I just climbed the stairs, and now we're up on the back wall, which is pretty sweet. Gives you a nice sweeping view of this dandy little fort. This is really cool. I got a full-blown blacksmith shop here. This is really freaking cool. Like, we've barely even gotten started, and there's just so much cool stuff to look at. Oh, looks like a secondary blacksmith area here. Let's go around front and check out this building. Whoa! Check this out.
That's pretty cool. Oh, honey, on the wall.
There we go. More useless information than you really wanted on Sunday morning.
That's sweet.
Next time if they trim the soup, we'll have all how to make a barrel. Was this a barrel making?
There's many barrel questions in Trivial Pursuit.
You want to make a barrel?
Those guys from Steveston didn't know anything about barrels anyway, so. Where they work for this?
That makes sense, though. You build it around a little stump thing.
Where's the bottom though? It'll be in the bottom.
Don't
The
know.
bottom?
No, they were shipped in a buffer of water. And just,
Doesn't look like there's a bottom.
it's really hard to dry anything on those. That's why on the east.
Okay, well, you work on that. I'm going to shoot a little bit more film.
Here, this was shipped in a salt brine. Same principle. Virtually inedible. When you put it under the barrel, you had to soak it in fresh water for at least 24 hours, if not more, to get as much of the salt out as you possibly could. And then it was edible. Same thing with salt cod. It's dry, but you still had to soak it in water to get as much salt out of it.
So this is the main big building that was in my footage from earlier. This area here is behind it. We've got like an old-fashioned kitchen up here, what it looks like, which is pretty cool. And we got chicken coops over here. And on this side over here, we have a bunch of these little buildings with canopies on the top of them. And they appear to be sleeping quarters. There's bunks in there and little fridges and such.
They're actually all around the fort.
Yeah, there's two right there, and then there's a barbecue right there, and then there's another one over
there's
here.
Like a couple more on the other side
and this appears to be some kind of gathering area. So it looks like you could actually like pay to camp here.
Maybe
perhaps.
a host for Boy Scouts or something to have an experience or something?
So that's pretty sweet. We will keep exploring. So this is inside the main building, the white one with the red trim. We've got this really cool old school safe over here.
Hello.
And we got this scale here. The lighting's not great in here, so I do apologize for that. Oh, this is awesome. Those old school bookcases or hutches or whatever you want to call it. Wow, that is a cool painting. Holy smokes.
You see the dining area in there?
That's awesome. While I'm filming, I should probably mention we are not here during peak season. It looks like there's a lot more stuff that goes on here during busier times of the year, based on what we've seen. It was $15 for both of us to get in, which is very reasonable considering what they have here. This place is just incredible. Wow. So they got this really cool gold panning area, which unfortunately once again is closed. Well, maybe not. It looks like it's actually open. You want to pan for gold a little bit, honey?
I do.
So Shan is actually very, very good at panning for gold.
I'm not very, very good. I just enjoy it. This
So
water is
while she starts
freezing.
panning for gold, I am fairly certain that this covered area here is where they filmed the area where the merchant is, where Duncan is buying pants and shirts, and John Durgan is trading in his furs. I'm pretty sure that happened right where we are standing. So that's pretty awesome. Do you think you'll be able to get a little bit of gold out of there within a reasonable period of time, or should I cut the film until you have something?
Cut the film. Yeah, I'm not going to have anything.
Want to give us a quick crash course on how to pan for gold?
No.
Oh, she doesn't want to share her secrets.
No, then everybody will get my secrets.
I'll turn the camera off then. So we were joined by some fellow gold panners while we were working on that. Shan Chan didn't want to give away her secrets, but she did find a little bit of gold. Look at that.
This one has a little bit of gold in it, although I'm pretty sure it's just fun for the kids because there's brass covered in gold, so it's just little pieces like a brass that's colored.
Well, it's also not peak season, so there's probably not a whole lot of gold to be had in there. I would imagine it's been picked pretty dry, but
well, it's way too light to be
the majority of these
gold.
buildings over here are closed right now. I'm guessing that they are open during better times of the year, so we couldn't go into a lot of them. But even during downtime, this place is pretty freaking cool. And it literally feels like we have stepped onto the set of the movie, which is really awesome. And this is just stop number 1. Can't wait to see what other adventures we have in store for today. But this is probably going to be it for Fort Langley, so we'll film some more when we hit the next location. Okay, so one more thing real quick. I'm pretty sure this is the room where John Durgan strangles the teacher and steals the money that she's raised for the school. I'm pretty sure she was on that bed right there. He knocks on this door. She lets him in. And yeah, he does her in this room. Pretty darn sure. Not entirely sure, but pretty sure. And these windows also look familiar, and the staircase. So I think this is the room where it happened. Oh yeah, and the chimney over here, I believe, is also in the correct spot. So could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I am not. We'll have to check the episode to see. But yeah, just wanted to film this because we're here. So we are now in the town of Steveston. The sticks. Right before the boonies, from the episode Innocent Man from season 1. This is Moncton Street, which is the main drag. And this is where the majority of the scenes for that episode were filmed from. However, as you can see, this is no longer a tiny little town. This street right here, or this little cluster of buildings, is very familiar. That one on the corner there was the diner that Duncan and Richie ate. It is now a place called Four Cats, but Shannon and I will be going in there here in just a minute. And the Steveston bookstore is still here. When Randy McFarland is trying to interview Sergeant Powell, they walk down this street and right past this bookstore. The bookstore seems to be the only thing that is still here that was there back then. All this other stuff is, I mean, this doesn't look familiar to me at all. Nothing like what was in the show. So, yeah, we're going to poke around here a little bit. I'm hoping that we can find the, at least the sheriff's office and the jail and such. But, yeah, we'll go over there and take a peek inside Four Cats and then see what else we can turn up. Okay, so this is the old Net Shed Cafe location where Duncan and Richie had lunch. It is now, based on the name, Andy mentioned to me that it was a pet grooming place. The Four Cats thing would suggest that as well, but it is not a pet grooming place. It appears to be some kind of
art studio.
Art studio, some kind of artsy-fartsy thing. There's a whole bunch of kids inside painting and doing ceramics. But I mean, you can tell this hasn't been here for very long. If you look inside here, I mean, they have like gutted the whole place. I mean, it's just plywood in there. So, yeah. Not much left of the old diner, I'm afraid. But we were able to Google the exact address. We watched the episode again, and it shows that it was called the Netshed Cafe for like 2 seconds on screen when Duncan and Richie first walk in there. And we were able to Google that and get this address, so we are at the right place. But yeah, not much left. Okay, so this is the sheriff's office in Steveston, where Richie gets busted for breaking into Duncan's T-Bird, which I believe was parked right where this white minivan is. We are on the corner of 2nd and Moncton right now. There's actually not much left of this brick building. They've removed most of the bricks from the front. It's basically several stores up there at this point. That one on the corner there, I believe, is an antique shop. And then, yeah, over there, I mean, there's really not much left of this town at all as far as what it used to look like. But this is probably going to be the only other location we're able to find in this town. We are not going to go out and look for the spots where Leo was at the beginning of the show, or where they had the showdown with the masked gunman or any of those things. We're not going to have time for that on this trip. But this is Steveston itself. And yeah, this is all that's left of the sheriff's office. 2nd and Moncton, if you're looking for it. It's raining pretty hard out here, so I'm doing the best I can. But we're at the end of the street of Moncton right now. This is Moncton and 3rd. And this corner right here is where Richie and McLeod turn the corner in the T-Bird, and they pull up and park right here, and then have a conversation down this street and walk into one of these buildings. Yeah, this town does not look anything like it did in the show. But, I mean, 30 years of a nice little tourist town will do that to you, I guess. We'll see if we can find anything else, but I think we're about ready to wrap it up. So the information I gave earlier about Randy and Sergeant Powell's chat was incorrect. The bookstore is right down here, where I thought they had the talk. Not correct. They actually start talking over here.
Right before the dental studio.
Right before the dental studio. And then they walk this way, past the Country Bread. And then this is the brick building that they walk by. You can actually see the brick in the shots of the TV series, if you watch that closely. However, none of these shops are the same as they were, so it made it a little difficult to find.
And if you go around the corner of the brick building, that's the jailhouse on the other side.
Yep, this whole brick building here is basically the front of the jailhouse. We're just looking at it from a different angle. Going around the corner here, that's where we filmed earlier. And as Sergeant Powell says, isn't that nice? He's walking past the fab pad and then also. So this is where that takes place. And I think that's going to be our last shooting location for today.
Pretty much you can get all the locations of shooting within 3 blocks.
Yep, it's all basically from, what, 1st Street to 3rd Street?
Yep.
Along Moncton. So yeah, if you want to come and see the Highlander shoots, just come to Moncton and walk up and down it. What's left of it. Okay, so Shan Chan requested that I film this real quick. This is the Marine Garage. We are still in Steveston. Very, very old school, like 50s style gas station out front here. Here's where we filmed just a minute ago. It's just right over here. But this little Fiero caught her eye. She's kind of had a thing for Fieros since
How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your Mother, where
Marshall.
Ted and Marshall are
in
love with their Fiero, and they're trying to get it to hit 200,000 miles or whatever. And this old school Fiero just happened to be parked out front here. Immaculate paint job, immaculate tires. This car has been kept in excellent, excellent condition. The interior is fantastic. The door panel over here is missing, but that's the only thing I see that's wrong with this car. I mean, it is in really, really good condition. And now Shan Chan wants one.
It's cute.
Still in Steveston. Not much time left in the day here, but we stopped at Fisherman's Wharf to shoot some footage just really quick, because it's really cool. Not Highlander related or anything, but this is a pretty nice view out here. surprise me at all if this is a shooting location for many other films or TV shows, just because it's so awesome out here. They do offer whale watching. You can actually pay to get on one of these boats, and they'll take you out on the water for half a day and go out and do whale watching. Shantan and I were going to do that, but they stopped doing it at the end of October, and this is the middle of November. So if you're out here before then, might be a fun thing to do. But yeah, if you ever visit Steveston, you might want to check this area out. It's pretty cool. Okay, so a quick 5-minute walk from our hotel, and we're going to be experiencing Tim Hortons for the first time. This was Shan-Chan's idea. Robin mentions this restaurant in How I Met Your Mother, which is our second experience with How I Met Your Mother today.
They also visit one on one of the episodes as well.
So since we're here in Canada, we're going to go inside and check it out real quick. So we are now inside Tim Hortons, waiting in line to get some food. It doesn't get any more Canadian than this. You can get hockey trading cards here, which is just ridiculous. They've got, 100% Canadian chicken. That's what they're advertising for their wraps. And their meals, you get a meal here and it comes with a donut.
It's a coffee, a donut, and a wrap.
I think 100% Canadian, slow-cooked, seasoned chicken. And even their meals are like $9, and that's Canadian money. So we're talking like $7.50 or so in American money for a full meal. Can't even get that at Burger King or McDonald's anymore. So, yeah, and this is within walking distance of our hotel room. So when we come home and we're hungry, I'm thinking we're going to be coming here.
Yep.
Might be gaining some weight eating all these donuts, though. Time will tell. So here is what we decided to order. We both ordered the chicken bacon ranch wrap, which is fairly decently sized. There you go. And we ordered the meal, which was approximately $9 Canadian. And instead of getting French fries or whatever, you can get a donut or a cookie. We both opted for a donut. The donut is called the Canadian Maple. Then you come over here and look at the cup, which is watermelon strawberry. I'm looking forward to drinking that. And it's got the Canadian leaf on the side, the Canadian leaf on the top. I mean, this place is just like oozing Canada. It's almost like that's what their little niche is. I'm kind of wondering why somebody in America hasn't decided to do this and just call it Bob Jackson's. With donuts and coffee like you'd get at Starbucks. And then all the funky drinks like you can get at Starbucks or Jamba Juice or whatever. And then wraps and hamburgers and whatever. I mean, they'd probably put everybody out of business if they started doing that. But as usual, America is behind. And Canada for the win.